We are with Simone Resta, Chief Designer of Scuderia Ferrari, and we'll just talk about the next race in Bahrain, a race which normally goes under two different names. It says heavy braking and acceleration. Is that the case?
Actually, Bahrain is a track that does put the car under a lot of pressure, as you mentioned, both in traction phases and in straight line braking. As it gives a lot of energy into the brakes. There are several brakes, maneuvers, and for sure the braking cooling system will have to be dimensioned to match with these energy levels.
We will be racing in a hot environment, but with strong differences in track temperature, especially between free practice, which is in daylight, and the race itself, because this is a night race. So what does it mean for a technician just in developing and setting up the car?
Since the last 2 years, as we know, both quali and race have been planned a little bit later in the day. It does mean that the temperature that you can see in these conditions is slightly different than the ones that you can see in FP1, for example. So there's still a lot of value in running the car in FP1 and understanding the setup, the car behavior, and all the, let's say, the driver-related items. But for sure, in terms of car temperatures, as well as tire temperatures, there is a clear difference.
The Sakhir track is normally defined as a power track, or you should say a power unit track. So how much does the hybrid component of the power unit contribute to maximum speed along the straight line? How much do they contribute to maximum power output? And how does the picture as relative to power unit appear on this kind of track?
Bahrain track, between all the first tracks of the racing season, is probably the one that does put more emphasis and more importance onto the power sensitivities. Power sensitivities are coming both from the internal combustion engine as well as from the energy recovery systems. They both have an effect on top speed and on straight line performance. But we need to remember always that there is also a big sensitivity coming from aerodynamic behavior, especially from drag characteristic of the car.
Scuderia Ferrari suffered in last year's race due to these characteristics. That this year the picture looks quite different, but would you give us an outlook of how the race could develop for Scuderia?
Well, we are just at the beginning of the season, and we all know that we need to learn a lot of things, let's say, about our cars and about also our competitors. And generally the performance level is not just an absolute value that does characterize yourself, but is all in relative with the other teams. Say that it will be interesting to see in this particular track in a completely different running point in terms of the downforce drag, and as well as in terms of power unit sensitivities, our performance level. It will be an interesting race to look.
And finally, racing in the desert could be fascinating to many people, but it also implies that you can have a lot of sand on track. Does that really affect the mechanical grip of the tires?
It can have a strong effect, but it's also strongly related to the wind level that you can see on the track. So we'll need to wait and see the meteo, what will give to us.